It doesn't matter what you hear on the outside. It's either going to confirm that negative thing that you feel about yourself, or it's going to be like white noise when people tell you how amazing you are. Hey you guys, it's your girl Ivy and welcome back to my channel. I cannot believe it's been over a month since I uploaded my last video. This is actually the longest it's ever taken for me to upload my next video since starting this channel. So for those who like tuning into my content weekly or bi-weekly, sorry you guys, life, but I'm back and I wanted to have a confidence talk and talk about why validation doesn't matter. And this topic actually came from my personal trainer, Tevin. Shout out to you, Tevin. We were actually having a conversation during one of our sessions about validation and how people tie their self-worth and self-confidence to social media, how many likes they get, how many shares they get, views, just all of these external sources. And I was talking about how I feel like validation shouldn't tell us who or what we are. It should simply confirm what we already know about ourselves. And so this is what I want to talk about today. First things first, I can say I have friends and family members who are still struggling with it today. I have a friend who always feels like if she doesn't get enough views or likes or comments on her post, that it's an indicator that the picture isn't beautiful or that her content isn't great. I also have another friend and family member who has let comments from a handful of people make her feel so low about herself, despite how amazing and beautiful people tell her that she is on a regular basis. And in all of these cases, it's really based on the fact that they don't already feel that way about themselves. And so as soon as they don't get that like, that comment, that text, that call, that compliment, and instead they, maybe get less likes than the last post, or there's some jackass who tells them that they aren't that cute, to them it confirms what they feel about themselves internally, that they aren't good enough, that they're not that pretty, that they're not that smart, that they're not that talented. And so with validation, I say it doesn't matter, because if you don't already feel good about yourself, it doesn't matter what you hear on the outside. It's either going to confirm that negative thing that you feel about yourself, or it's going to be like white noise when people tell you how amazing you are. I know personally, I've struggled at times with imposter syndrome. And what imposter syndrome is basically no matter how successful you are or how much you achieve, you always still feel a sense of inadequacy. And this is something that I've been talking through with my therapist and working through. And so it's almost like at times when I would hear people compliment my work or tell me about how amazing they think I will be, something inside me doubted that and didn't believe that. And so once again, that validation, it didn't matter. It didn't matter because for whatever reason, I didn't feel like my accomplishments meant anything. So that's that, right? Let's move forward. I have my notes here because I know I have a tendency to ramble. So moving forward, right? The only time that validation really matters is that validation from within. It's when you're not seeking validation from those external resources, and your self-confidence should derive from within. You should already know that you're great. And great ways for you to boost your self-confidence, to boost your self-esteem, is really to center yourself. And you can do that through positive affirmations. I have an affirmations video on my channel if you want to take a look at that. It's specifically tailored to Black women. You can do affirmations, meditation. One thing that I recently started doing was whenever I start feeling a negative feeling, whether it's about myself or a situation, I identify where I'm feeling it. Am I feeling it in my chest? Am I feeling it in my head? Feeling it in my throat? And then I work to meditate and do deep breathing, and I go to my safe space. I literally was teaching my best friend how to do this, and I go to my safe space and I just deep breathe until that feeling is gone. And in identifying where it is, I can identify, why I'm feeling this way, what this means, and work to heal that part of myself. I think all of us are beautiful. I think all of us are uniquely made. And another huge issue is that too often we are on social media and we see different people's lifestyles. We see different people's relationships. We see their careers. We see their designer labels. We see, all of their accomplishments. And it sets an unrealistic expectation for us at home because we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. You could be idolizing someone who looks like they're living their best life, but they're struggling to pay their bills. Or you could be idolizing a relationship and saying they are couples goals, but it's really an emotionally abusive relationship and they just hide it really well online. You could be wishing that you looked like someone in particular, and whole time they don't even like what they look like. You just never know. So what's important is, instead of us comparing, because comparison is a thief of joy, we should be working to be grateful of all of the amazing things that we have in our lives, all of our beautiful features, despite what society may say. You're fucking beautiful, you're fucking gorgeous, you're fucking handsome. Excuse my language, I just get passionate sometimes. You're talented, no matter who told you at whatever age that you weren't. You're talented, and really you becoming the person that you truly desire to be and that you can be all starts with you believing it. I can tell you this right now, and this is from a more like physical standpoint, right? I can tell you right now, days where I wake up and I'm like, you are fucking gorgeous. Like, have you ever talked to yourself in the mirror? 10 out of 10 would recommend. Days that I get up and I look in the mirror, I'm just like, you are so beautiful. Like, do you know, I suddenly start to feel like I look better when I feel that way, when I tell myself that I look better than on days when I'm like, oh my gosh, you're just such a mess. You're just such a mess. Your makeup's not coming together. You just look awful. How you perceive yourself will be reflected. Going into self-confidence too. If you do not believe you are beautiful, if you don't believe that you are attractive, it kind of like, it radiates off of you. You can see or sense when someone isn't confident about themselves. And believe it or not, the more confident you are, the more attractive you look. The more attractive you look, okay? It's real. I've seen people carry an air of confidence that it's like magnetic. It's magnetic. So you have to do that inner work. You have to do that work inside of yourself. And sometimes it's as simple as literally just saying and telling yourself that you are beautiful every day. It's literally as simple as telling yourself you are going to have a good day today. It's simple as, praying and asking God to just allow you to have a positive day and share and spread positivities with others around you. It's about, simply setting goals for yourself, big or small, creating a checklist. And if you check off one, feeling good about it, celebrating your wins, big or small. The fact that you got up and you went to work, or the fact that you got up and you made yourself something to eat, the fact that you got up and you cleaned your place. These are all wins to celebrate. The fact that you're able-bodied, that's something to celebrate. The fact that you've made it to the end of 2020 with everything going on, that is something to celebrate. And that doesn't require anybody but you. So, in conclusion, if you are one of those people who gets in your head about posting things, you worry whether or not your next post will perform as well as the last one, you worry about whether or not that person you like is going to call or text you, you're constantly hoping and praying that, or fishing for compliments, I just want you to stop and realize and tell yourself that my self-confidence is my choice. Whenever you start to feel that way, just tell yourself, my self-confidence is my choice. So am I going to choose to feel amazing about myself today, or am I going to choose to feel bad about myself today? Am I going to walk around in the light that I am and I know that I can be, or am I going to walk around in the light that I despise and that constantly makes me feel low? Subtle changes like that to your day-to-day will make a difference. For me, on my journey, it's made a world of a difference. Speak life into yourself. Whenever you feel yourself starting to talk negatively, we all have that negative talk in our head. I won't say ignore it, but acknowledge it, and like a cloud in the sky, just let it float on by and replace it too. For every negative thought that you have in your mind, replace it with something positive. The more you work to do that, the better you will feel about yourself. Truly. Don't let anyone tell you that you are not good enough, that you are not pretty enough, that you are not deserving enough, because you are. And the more you believe it, the less you will tolerate or even let comments like that impact your day-to-day life. So I hope this is really helpful. I do have another video on validation that's a little older that I will link in my comment box that digs more into seeking validation from social media, if you want to check that out. But I hope you guys have had a happy holiday. I hope you guys have a beautiful new year. Like I said, validation doesn't matter, but I'm going to tell you again anyway, you're fucking amazing. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.